Vijay Drakoi. I will speak now.
So, just to sum things up, while your performance and productivity are commendable, and your attendance record well above adequate, your social interactivity rating has been showing some disturbing trends. You've been overheard verbally disagreeing with certain company policies. You've shown a singular inclination to sympathize with your co-workers when they experience misfortune, and your behavior in general within the workplace has been running counter to the preferred corporate environment mindset. Management has been aware of this situation for quite some time, and quite frankly, we find it concerning. Indeed, just between the two of us, there has been talk among the higher-ups about you. Even talk of termination. Now, naturally, as your section manager, I'm concerned with maintaining a cohesive, effective, and efficient working environment, and I'd hate to lose someone with your professional qualifications. But I can't have my superiors breathing down my neck about this matter. Something will have to be done. There's a program that we have here at Odnar Corporation that I feel would be a perfect fit for you. Not many people know about it. Indeed, we try to keep a lid on the whole affair. Too many people might get interested. But it's the sort of program for people with your particular workplace ethics. I'll cut away the unnecessary corporate buzzwords and tell you simply and honestly, it's either this program or possible reassignment to a different department. Very possibly even termination. So, what's your answer? New department that's much more suited to your way of doing things? Or reassignment and possibly getting the sack? An excellent choice. I'm sure you'll do just fine in the new program. Send a collection team to my office, Richard, and please notify HR. We've just received another candidate for the chamber games.
Oh, good. You're finally awake. Do you have any idea where you are? Well, let's consider the matter. You're in a small, metal-walled room with minimal lighting and no apparent door or windows. There is no furniture, and no one else present besides yourself and the strange man in the suit who stands before you. And I'm guessing that the last thing you remember was sitting down to a rather uncomfortable corporate performance review. So it is with most of the ones I meet in here. Well, Allow me to inform you, then, of where you are, and why. You are in one of the holding cells in the basement of the office building you work in. I'll wager you're not familiar with such a location, are you? I thought not. None but the people at the top and their immediate lackeys know of this place. It's not on the building's floor plan, or in the construction blueprints for that matter. Effectively, this location does not exist. Neither does the facility underneath. And as of approximately 20 minutes ago, neither do you. I'm sure you're aware in at least a general sense that the true holders of wealth in the world engage in all sorts of activities simply because they can. They answer to no one. They buy whatever or whomever they want. And because they face absolutely no accountability for their actions, they've become devoid of human empathy and compassion. They've lost touch with their humanity. In a very real sense, they've become evil. And some of them, some of the most power-mad and depraved individuals, they have had to invent entirely new diversions to entertain themselves, which is where these holding cells come in. You've been selected by the black box algorithms used by these depraved lunatics in their corporate schemes. Your name came out of the hat, more or less. Have you ever noticed that every time the quarterly reviews are held, there are always a few of the associates who simply disappear, never to be heard from again? Fired? Well, yes, in a manner of speaking. Though it might be more correct to say that they've simply been removed. Removed from the office environment, removed from the payroll, removed from the company's books. And all done in such a way that anyone who worked with them will simply assume that they've been fired, transferred, or whatever. But there's more to it than that. Those people who disappear after the quarterly reviews, they disappear completely. Stories are concocted, records are altered. It varies from case to case, but there's an entire team of what might be termed black ops paper pushers, whose sole job it is to make sure that those disappeared persons disappear indeed. What happens to them? Why, the same thing that's happened to you, of course. They wind up in a holding cell, just like this one. Well, what's going to happen to you is up to the randomizers, I suppose. With a bit of help from some of the wealthy degenerate ghouls. Sometimes they like to throw money at a particular form of entertainment. So I can't tell you exactly what will happen to you. It could be a number of things. I can tell you how it will start, however. In a short time, you'll hear a hissing sound. That will be the sleeping gas they'll use to knock you out again. And the next time you wake up, you might find yourself in the gladiator pit. There may be weapons, there may not be, but there will be other people in there as well, and you'll have to fight them. You may not want to, but you'll have to if you want to live just a little bit longer. Eventually, they all fall. Even the winners are dispatched eventually, save for a select few, but those are rare indeed. Or perhaps you'll wake up in the glass room. It's about the same size as this one, and the walls, floor, and ceiling are all made from transparent aluminum ceramic. It's surrounded by video cameras, and a number of things can happen in there. The air could be slowly pumped out, or water slowly pumped in. Or perhaps it just slowly fills with sand. Or spiders. Sometimes they use spiders in the glass room. And sometimes the room just becomes smaller, and smaller, and smaller. And sometimes nothing happens. Nothing at all. The glass room remains as it is, and nothing else is added to it. This includes food, and water, and air. And then it's just a game of wait and see. Or perhaps you'll wind up on the island. It's a tropical hellscape, about 40 nautical miles northeast of the middle of nowhere. No way off, save by swimming or flying. And there are sharks in the waters all around, and the ghouls control the airfield and the residential compound. It's a hunting preserve, of a sort. The corporate elite fly in to go hunting there, and the prey might well be you. Well, the why of it all is quite simple. These super-rich corporate ghouls are bored. They have everything money can buy, and now they want what money can't buy as easily. I told you, they're depraved. They've stepped well away from what little humanity they've ever had. These are the people who rule your life, and there is nothing you or any of your kind can do to stop them. That is, unless you're willing to make a deal. Well now, I'm quite flattered that you think so. But no, I'm not the devil. The devil isn't real. Not in the way you're thinking. There is no heaven. There is no hell. And it's truly a matter of debate as to whether there's anything after that final burst of light and darkness, that final game over screen. But there are beings who live and move among you, who are not part of your reality, who largely take no interest in it as a whole. That's not important right now. What is important is you. I am here in this dismal oubliette with you right now to offer you a deal. You see, there's a very powerful individual who has taken a particular interest in you and your kind. Someone who started out low and was on the verge of doing desperate things. And one night, they met someone, and they made a deal. Bog preserve us all, no, it wasn't me. I am but a servant of a servant. I'm not even the one you'll be making a deal with, should you choose to engage in a contract. That would be my own master, who is herself but a servant of the one of Crossroads. Which brings me back to the really pressing matter of the moment. Which would you rather do? Would you rather find yourself in some sort of arena, or death trap, or a mad crazy hunting preserve? Would you rather endure such an end in pain and terror? Or would you prefer an alternative? Oh, the alternative is simple. A new life, a few missing memories, a few new ones, and a chance to strike back at those degenerate lunatics who've been grinding this world under their blood-soaked heels. You just have to make a deal. I can get you out of this horrid place. I can take you to meet the one with whom you'll negotiate. The one who'll set you up with a new life in exchange for your soul at the end of it. After all, when it's all over, you'll have no need of a soul yourself. Your soul is what makes you, you. But when you're gone, it just fades back into the ether if left unattended. I'm guessing that's the sleeping gas being piped in about now. It's pretty fast-acting stuff, so I'd advise you to make a decision soon. What's it going to be then? Suffering, pain, torture, death? Or will you make a deal? Your life for your soul. Make your choice. I've done as you asked, Dame Crixa. I've liberated another one from the Odnar death cells.
Do they have any particular skills we can put to use? Or is this another one of your strange rescues?
And how many of my rescues have been disappointments? I think you'll find the answer is none.
You forget yourself, Taggyrth.
My apologies, Dame Crixa. This particular human would do quite well in the acquisitions department, my lady. Their assessors did not think very highly of their morals, motivations, and social skills, which is completely at odds with our own requirements. My lady, I think they could have a very promising future working for us as a recruiter, bringing others like themselves to work for us, on a more mundane level, of course.
I will look into this matter more fully myself when this human has fully awakened. Leave us, Taggyrth. I wish to be alone with them.
Yes, my lady.
We are quite alone now, human. You will soon recover from the sleeping gas you inhaled in your cell. I won't ask you to make any decisions while you're still in a half-asleep state. When you are fully awake again, we can work out the terms of the contract, whereby you will pledge your soul to me. I will give you a new life, some new memories, and a place within the organization I represent. You'll have a chance to thwart the machinations of the corporate ghouls who tried to have you eliminated. And should you perform well in your assigned capacity, as I'm sure you will, there are chances for advancement and promotion. You might one day even become one of my personal agents, answering only to me and to the director. But we can talk more on that when you're awake. I'm going to go and make some tea for us to share while we're working out your contract. I'm sure you'll love this tea. It's a blend of peach tea, black and green tea, with a hint of mint. It's the director's favorite. It shouldn't take long. I think you'll be much more fully yourself by the time I've finished brewing it. You will pledge your loyalty to me and sign your name in blood and promise your soul to me. I feel quite certain we shall both benefit immensely from this contract. I'm sure you will excuse the slight deviation from standard procedure. Even though you're not technically under contract yet, I feel very confident that you will give perfect satisfaction. So, on behalf of myself as well as the director, welcome to Hightower Corporation